Just tell us your name and your role in the movie. I'm Morgan Freeman, playing the character Ellis Boyd Redding, or Red, in the Shawshank Redemption. Right, Red, tell us what you found most interesting in the movie. What I found interesting? That's a loaded question. What I found most interesting in the movie was the ability to explore hope within a person, particularly with my character Red. Red doesn't really seem to believe that hope has a place in prison life, and it's not safe to hold on to in prison. My counterpart in the movie, Tim Robbins, who plays Andy, is set to challenge this ideology that's held Red down for so long. The theme of hope is set early in the movie and repeated countless times, with the significance of each encounter conveying the evolution of Red and Andy's relationship. Personally, my favourite example of this theme occurs after Andy is released from the hole. The lighting used in the scene was magnificently done to highlight the contrasting views between the two characters. As Andy moves from the darkness into the light, it is assumed that he has chosen to take his hope in trying to use it, while Red stands on the edge of the dark shadow, undecided of what to do. While we were filming the scene, Frank and Roger Deakins, the cinematographer, told us to imagine that the shadows were reversed, that Andy is walking into the darkness. I think that they wanted us to do it that way to try and hide the significance of that scene from the audience. Because at that point in the movie, Red thinks Andy is going to kill himself. These two characters are continuously seen to be juxtapositions of each other and their personal views. As it's implied that Andy is depressed because of his time locked up, him eventually escaping the prison entirely creates a sense of heroism for the other prisoners, especially Red, who seems to use this as his motivation to continue with his appeal for parole. That final scene was also one I enjoyed filming, because I was really able to appreciate the freedom the men had while on the beach. That final scene was the only instance in the whole movie where Red and Andy meet outside the prison. Personally, I thought it was beautifully done. The whole final few minutes. Red's journey to the beach is an interesting one, as he follows the hope and direction that Andy gives him before he leaves. While Andy achieves his own personal redemption with his escape, thinking about it now, I think Red uses Andy's hope as his own, to motivate him to do his time and leave the prison. Ultimately, both men are free in their own right, but both are free in different aspects. Andy's redemption proves his inner freedom. Initially, he considered himself responsible for his wife's murder. And Red, who is aware that he is institutionalized, finds his freedom with the support of Andy. In the final scene of the movie, panning shots are used in Red's journey to the beach, where Andy is. These shots move inwards towards Red. I like the subtle detail in that aspect, as it sets up and confirms that Red has found direction and purpose in his new life. The final shot used is one singular panning shot that brings Red and Andy together, then slowly moves away. This detail was interesting to see, and more so to film, as it felt to me that Red was finally free from his past, and it ended with Andy, with a good future for both of them. The dialogue written for me in the final scene was really powerful and intentful. It was really trying to force this idea of hope, but I think it worked. The order of reveal had already shown that Red had hope, but those final lines sold it. My personal favourite of those lines was the one about the free man. You know, the one, "I think it's the excitement only a free man can feel. A free man at the start of a journey whose conclusion is uncertain." Yeah, that line. It just seemed to finish the film so cleanly and well done. This line is fundamental to his character development, because he's embracing the change in his life and looking forward to an unknown future, away from his routine life for the first time.